Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna do some stuff and things. Why is that doing that? I got a little gap. That is the edge. Let's see if we can adjust that. That's all it is just catching the edge of that screen. All right, small adjustment there. All right, we're doing some trainer road. Just gonna switch things up. Do some lazy mountain. We'll do it on the very flat Tempest Fugit. So far so good with how things look here. Pretty low intensity. Glow effect looks not bad, I think, as far as things go. So we're just testing out a few things. We've made this a sub-only chat, so if you are not subscribed, you gotta be to chit chat. We'll see how that goes. Why does it look like this is not yeah, it is public. We'll configure that properly. So volume's gone up this week significantly as we get ready. It's funny, like I have been doing some outside rides and then I'm looking at snow. So besides this basically endurance / recovery ride, I've got some things I want to kind of test out here. So maybe a little organized chaos in a little bit of ways. So with Meld, which I'm using here, which is normally I use OBS, it has the option for sort of virtual camera sources, which is kind of cool because you can put cameras in places that you wouldn't normally, because it's just via the local area network, or in Mac's case via the Mac local area network. So I think I kind of want to put one behind me up high over the green screen, and then have it shoot kind of towards this way so you can see what's what I stare at on any given day, I guess. So it's kind of wild in that regard. Cancel that out. I don't think we're going to be moving fast enough to even keep up with the D pace, partner. Hey, thank Ash. Yeah, I do the Everest every year, except for last year. I didn't do it last year. We'll see if I do it this year. So I like having the Everest jerseys. They're actually, I'll give it for these jerseys. They're super nice, man. Like they're nice and aero, in the sense that they've got that aero ribbing throughout. I'm generally not a very colorful guy. I'm just like a black top, black bibs. My socks are always a little bit wild, maybe. But generally I'm pretty low key in those regards. But I like this. I kind of put it on this morning because, to be honest, I need to do laundry. And I was out of clean pretty much everything. So I'm on like a super old pair of bibs, which are actually feeling pretty good too. So yeah, completely different for me. Although it is a little bit greenish, so you got that weird green screen effect kind of going through it, but oh well. I mean, if I'd really thought about that. Not that I really have much of a choice in things. How's your Sunday going, man? We're just kind of testing out some new streaming software. We did it a week or so ago. We got some things adjusted, and it seems to be working good. I kind of like this glow effect that they have. It does some transitions like very easily. Oops. So I gotta get that Stream Deck closer to me. So it seems to do a decent job. And the nice thing is that it's not terribly complicated. So we'll see. I was playing around last week with the virtual camera. And then this week, it gave me the idea that we might have a couple old cell phones kicking around, and that we'll use those as sources for other cameras. Part of me thinks adding some different camera angles might be cool, but to the same extent, I don't know, it's cool, but it's a mix of things, I guess, at the end of the day. It's like changing the HUD from Zwift to Sauce. Some people like it, some people don't, because it looks unfamiliar. I like the extra data. I will say that even if you don't see it on the screen, I'm always running Sauce. So yeah, it's kind of a different setup, and setting up the stream decks. I mean, when I do my main stream, we're still using OBS. This, I mean, I can see it. There's a couple things I would like them to do to make it a little bit better. Like folders for layers and all that kind of stuff, because I have a lot of layers typically going on in my OBS. So, particularly with sauce, to turn it on and off, I can turn it off as a mass thing or turn it on as individual items. It's just all, you know, really depends, I guess, what I want to do. The chat, I'm only running to YouTube right now. Usually I live stream to both. This can do both of that, but I'm just getting it done, I guess, at the end of the day. More big tests than anything else. So we'll see. I mean, we made it through the last stream, and you see now I've lost. Why have I lost? We got a dropout. Why do we have a dropout? What is going on here? Oh, there we go. That's wild. Completely dropped out. At least it's a workout, not a race. I feel a little bit of fatigue in the legs today, but not a ton. This was flagged as a yellow day for Trainer Road. So we'll see. We will see. I'll probably, after this, do a last portion of the big spin. Big thing right now is that actually, I want to see that menu. Make sure we're on the right bike. Takes forever to stop on this thing. Hey, Bond. How goes the battle? So that does not look like the Pinarello I'm on. I was looking at a bunch of stuff the other day. This thing's not going to stop. It's crazy. You stop pedaling in a race, you stop on a dime. You're doing a workout, you stop pedaling, you coast for like 3 miles. It's ridiculous. There we go. Yeah, see, I told you, wrong bike. Looks wrong. Where are you, Vaughn? It's funny. I was just talking about that. I did that this morning. I mean, I've been doing outside rides. I thought kind of like we'd get to that point, but we got a ton of snow. It's that's spring in Canada for you, though, man. It's Vermont. Ah, nice, nice. yeah, it just gets clear enough. Done a couple outdoor rides, and then it's just a massive snowfall, and you're back to square one waiting for stuff to melt. So that, and the roads get more gravel thrown on them and more salt, and it just makes for a giant mess. It's funny, I actually just getting the road bike up to snuff, and then I'll have to take this guy off the trainer and get her up to snuff. And cherry blossoms here in DC, so many tourists to dodge on the bike. That's a good problem to have, though. I tell you, it's cherry blossoms always awesome too. I've never been to DC. I'm sure it looks beautiful with cherry blossoms and stuff. I've been to Japan during Cherry Blossom Festival, and it's just, it's awesome. Yeah. I'm the same. I ride the gravel bike that's on the trainer here. The Cervelo is kind of my bike that gets abused. So when it's cold, or there's leaves, or there's gravel, or there's muck, or it's rainy, or anything crappy, that's the bike that goes out. Or if there's any chance that we're uneven pavement. I do have another wheel set with road wheels on it, but wider with 32s. So, because I typically run a 38 gravel, it just does well. But yeah, the road bike stays kind of in until it's prime riding season. But or if we're doing big early season mountain stuff, I will take it out because it is a much faster, lighter bike, the SL8, than the Cervelo. So it makes a huge difference on the climbs. And it just reacts a lot different than the gravel bike does. It's every once in a while I'll be on the gravel bike and guys will be on road, and I can definitely feel the difference between the two types of bikes and how much work I have to do to keep up. Although it is funny, the one year I went out with Way Past Fast on a group ride. It was late season, lots of leaves. So a lot of times with the leaves, it covers a lot of the disaster that's underneath. And we did Chestermere ride. So I live in Calgary. Went out to Chestermere, and there's some pretty bad sections that you have to ride through. And while on the flats, you know, I was putting down some good power to keep up with those boys. When it came down to where the roads got rough, where they had to slow right down or risk pinch flatting, I was just right through. It was great. It just shows you, you know, the right bike for the right terrain. You know, it can make the world a difference. So, but yeah, I totally get it. I mean, they call it pickle here, which is kind of like a brine, salt, beetroot, pickle juice, kind of weird concoction on the roads. And it'll just eat stuff up. So if you go out, you got to make sure that you definitely keep your bikes clean. I know guys that ride all winter, like more commuting, but their bikes just get destroyed because they don't clean it enough. And you really got to take care of your bikes, otherwise they start breaking down, especially with grime and salt and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, gravel bike is definitely definitely more work. So I got this stream running at about 30 frames a second at a decent bit rate. So hopefully it's coming through all right. I got it streaming at about 1080. There's no point really going much higher than that, I don't think. But I think it's an interesting, I kind of like the glow. And there's definitely things we can change. And like I said, it's early in the development of the software, so it's a little bit tough to tell if and when I'll switch. One thing I have switched for this one is that the redeemables should be up in the top right hand corner. So if anybody subscribes or redeems anything for the stream, that's where it should show up. Oh yeah, and I've got that little thing in the bottom. Kind of takes what you say in chat, I guess, and throws it there. Not sure exactly what to do with that as far as things go. So it definitely holds. That'll be way too fast. Let's see where that is. Works, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see what we keep, what we don't. The other thing that seems to do really well is like I can add effects so quick. They're all ridiculous. That makes my head look giant. Now let's see if I can undo all this. Nope. This is why you do stuff like this. During a stream, test stream. Thanks, Bon. Appreciate it. Want to see what my other settings are. .43, .44. So .43. .44. There we go. Again, kind of messing around. I'm not sure I'm a real person either, George. I could just be an animated AI bot, but you think if I was that, I would get better race results. Or maybe my programmer is just 33652. What's new and exciting, George? We're just playing with the new stream software, just trying to get things kind of set up to a good spot, I guess. And that shouldn't be there. I think we got that sorted. Not sure what's causing that red line though. Oh, there is a red line there. There you go. Yeah, I'm just gonna shake my head every day. Just waiting for the this whole 51st state rhetoric to get long and gone is kind of the thing for me. Just we got an election here now, so it's daily, man. It's just, it's nuts. I shall focus on hey Nicola, I shall focus on riding bikes. We're gonna probably do a big spin after this, but it's very much a recovery day. We're just getting some extra kilometers on the Pinarello. Hey Rob, how's it going? I'm just, I guess my plan is just to kind of upgrade the Pinarello first, and then we'll swap to the Specialized, is kind of how it'll go. But that, and we're just, like I said, testing out the software. And let's see if that works. It does. The confetti. So we've added some different things with this one. I mean, you'll be able to tell, at least for the first little while, which software I'm using. Obviously, if I have a glow, it'll be Meld. If I don't, it's OBS. You'll probably also realize, if you have me on both Twitch and YouTube, that if I'm just streaming YouTube, I'm just doing Meld during this testing stage initially. So we'll see how it all kind of works out at the end of the day. Make sure some of my things are just locked properly. But yeah, we've got a lot of the stuff kind of ported over. The big problem is, oh, here, I'll show you. I gotta copy that camera source.
What
we all
the
know
fuck
Joe.
is this piece of shit?
The problem is when Joe is finished, Joe just kind of stands there. Now I figured a workaround for it, but just kind of click a button or change the scene back and drop controllers on the floor. So I can get it to work. The thing is I have so many instances for different things. I've got to like figure out exactly what I want to do. Like I keep on adding things. I know, it's kind of creepy. I don't know what that's about, Joe. Well, yeah, it's just like simple things. It's okay, I got what you had there. You're allowed to have Brad Grammer on this stream, because if anybody watched my last stream, they will have had the best laugh at my very below average post-race and pre-race math skills. So they will have a good laugh at that at the very least. So I'm gonna have to change something because this glow is different than the other glow. I like the other glow better because it kind of fades out. It's got kind of more of a force thing. I had it set up where I could look like a force ghost at one point, which would play into George's theory that I'm not real, which could very well be true. I could just be badly designed AI that does poorly in races and has bad math skills. So, but we will see. We will see. Like I said, I think we're going to test some alt camera views. See if I can get different instances running on this. And see how that kind of works out. The thing is with all this stuff is you want to have some fun things, I think, but you also don't want to take away from the core of what's going on. It's kind of the thing. There we go. That looks to be proper. I'll make sure. Last week I had this portion of the screen would cut weirdly. My hand would go kind of into the black, but I seem to have that. I am not using a rocker plate, Rob. I've thought about it. I'm on the Wahoo 5, so I've got the soft feet, so there is that little bit of kind of sway. There's no back and forth like the Move, obviously, but the problem with the rocker plate, from what I can tell, is while sprinting indoors is different, and to be honest, I don't like standing and sprinting on the trainer just because I feel like I'm gonna murder my bike. But the motion is opposite from what it is outside. And it's funny, when I talk to people, I ask them questions like, so mechanically, a lot of people think it's up, down, where it's kind of actually, when you're in the drops, you're like pulling almost. You're not like straight up and down, which I guess there's some of that on a rocker plate. But when you actually sprint, when you're up, you're like pulling the opposite side of your push. It's kind of like you're like torquing the bar towards you. It's not like pulling back. It's not like pulling up. It's like kind of pulling towards your hips. It's kind of the motion on the bars. Right, you see, and that's, if you pull up on the drops, you'll get the right motion. And that inherently is kind of where I worry, right? It's because you see a lot of people outdoors, they do that when they sprint, they're pulling up, they're not pulling towards their hips. And that core movement between legs, your core, and your arms is such a great power generation thing. I don't want to mess it up. I mean, I would love the comfort of kind of sitting there and like having a little bit more movement, because when it starts to get to the, like, I want to say 1 hour, 2 hour mark, I really hate being on the bike. because it does get uncomfortable. And I do find myself shifting a lot. But I kind of don't want to mess up that technique. You can see, hey Noah, welcome to the stream, man. Like if I compare my outdoor numbers to my indoor numbers, and last year I wasn't as strong as I was at this moment, my outdoor sprint numbers were 200 to 300 watts higher than they are indoors. And like I said, I tend not to really crank on the bike indoors. It's just, I don't want to damage the frame. All right, George, take her easy, man. Have a good one. So, it's just a thing, like, I used to never even stand up at all. It was funny because Doom Guy used to say to me, he's like, don't you stand up to sprint at all? And I was like, no, worried about the bike. But now that we've got the 3 bikes, it's kind of like, at least I have a replacement in the sense that's just sitting right there. Not that I want to ever throw the SL8 on the trainer, but at the end of the day outside, you know, I've always got something to ride. But again, I don't even want to lose the gravel bike for any amount of time is kind of the thought. It's just kind of how it is. How you doing today, Noah? Do you have a rocker plate, Rob? Are you rocking a rocker? You rocking a rocker? Woo! I got to get a Ric Flair something somewhere. I mean, I've got on the OBS stream, I've got Hunter. I like wrestling stuff. I also have a Macho Man that I need to kind of integrate. The cream of the crop. Oh yeah. I don't know about you guys, but 80s wrestling is just so over the top funny to me. I love it. It's so good. The lateral, just does the lateral movement. Yeah, I think the Wahoo does enough, like lateral, like that's enough movement for me. I mean, I guess I could get the move, and then it's got that forward. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not terribly worried about it. Winter, it just kind of, because you spend so much time on the trainer, it's never good. But like, I mean, most Zwift races I do are less than an hour, so it's not a huge deal. Did a few rounds of the climb portal and to watch the FEMS podcast ride. Oh, nice. That's a good Sunday. And you're working hard too, setting up all those events. I'm doing all right. I'm just, like I said, kind of testing the software, kind of brainstorming what I want to do. I like what this does. I don't think it's ready for being the full on all the time kind of thing. For those that are starting out streaming and want something super simple to put stuff together, where it's just a camera and Zwift and maybe a couple things, this is pretty good, man. Like, you can do stuff, round corners, all sorts of stuff on the screen, nice and easy. I just don't know how much rock there should be, if you get me. Yeah, because they all have those, like, I've seen some people do the homemade ones with the tennis balls, but obviously you've purchased something with those inflatable balls. That's the other thing too. Like, it worries me that, like I said, sprinting is kind of the thing that keeps me off of it. Just because when you start sprinting, like, you're putting so much power, it starts to get a little bit wild. But yeah, I hear you. It's probably just what you're comfortable with and what feels good, and it's probably case by case. I looked at the jet black one, like I was seriously considering it for a bit. And I just didn't because, I mean, I've been on this trainer for so long, it is what it is. It's what I'm used to. Like I said, you know, you have your moments. Like I have a Physique printed saddle, which I love. I love that saddle, but for outside, because it's all carbon, it's lightweight, it is super comfortable. It's just, it works well. Indoors, static, it doesn't well. I had my first basically sores, saddle sores from that saddle. So I switched back. As far as I can tell, it was the saddle that caused them. And it's just because there's the way the print kind of goes off on the side. It's not a big deal, but when you're static in it, it's just kind of rubbing that one point, whereas outside there's a lot more movement. So, I don't know. I ditched the balls or rubbish swapped them somewhere. Ah, there you go. That's a cool hack. Only until recently I had my kicker set on the wrong setting, so my rear axle was lower than the front. Yeah, that's not going to help either. It's and that's kind of the thing too. Like I have a little wedge. Actually, it's an Elite Steerzo, which is the old school steering, but this kind of back and forth moving to steer sucks. The Zwift plays are way better. But yeah, just to get that little bit up. And even I feel like I'm still, comparative to outside with the wheel on, I still feel a little slidey forward. I like to dip my nose a little bit anyways. Outside, again, not a problem. Indoors, I just tend to navigate towards the tip of the bike and the seat, which again can cause some issues. Mine's a 650B. Right. How do you find 650? I've thought about it because the Cervelo, thought about getting just a different wheel set just because it has the capacity to flip just for when I need wider tires. But I mean, I don't ride enough what I would call aggressive gravel to warrant it. I mean, even when we go and do single track on this thing, it's capable, but yeah, it's crazy. I have the Ceres MPI rocker plate. It's good. You can adjust the lateral movement like you can with the inflatable ball type. No idea. I only ride indoors. Oh, okay. So it was just a bike because it was the bike. I slow. Oh, I'm slow a lot, Steph. Slow. Very slow. Yeah, the inflatable ball thing is, conceptually, I think it's good. I think, I've got one friend that's got it locally, and the balls seem a little cheap. I think if you could get an inflatable rubber with a thicker wall, more akin to like a racquetball kind of thickness that you could still inflate, which probably doesn't make it as easy or cheap to make. I think there's some things to be said for that, or what I would call like dedicated ball densities where it's like not inflatable, it's just a hardness. I think that might be good. Very similar to what the Wahoo does with the trainers with the feet. It's like they have different sponginess for this guy depending on how much you weigh. I'm a COVID Zwift baby. Hey man, I think that that started it for a lot of people. I mean, for me, honestly, my wife was on Peloton for a very long time. And I mean, I would, spin inside, but I wouldn't do anything online for a long time. I did the Peloton, I started doing the Peloton thing, which I like it. I like it because it's fixed. And it reminds me of riding a track bike. And I like that you just can't do what I just did there and kind of stop pedaling for a second. You're kind of in that forced march. Are you still riding a single speed doing work, Steph? Are you riding a single speed for your courier work? I know you've definitely probably ridden single speed. But yeah, that's what I like about track bikes and single speed. It's kind of like the forced march. You are pedaling, 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 pedaling. You can't just burst, run out of gas and stop pedaling because you're gonna eat it. So the Peloton was good for that. And to be honest, the Peloton was good for just listening to music and kind of doing stuff. What Peloton was bad for is that there is zero structure. You join a class and it's like, you have no idea what that workout's gonna be, but it was fun. I mean, it's the classes are great to watch. High energy people, but when she stopped riding that, that's when I switched over to Zwift. I'm just like, and I got rid of I was lucky. I got rid of the Peloton at the height of COVID. So I basically got everything that we paid for that bike back because during COVID, the supply chain was so bad that you couldn't get one. And yeah, it's wild. My numbers FTP is terrible for my weight, although I don't really push myself hard enough. Just nothing wrong with noodling around, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's and FTP isn't everything. I've had a video script kind of kicking around. I was actually thinking of filming it today, but I still don't know. I kind of want to work on stuff, but in a nutshell, like FTP is a good tool for training and kind of basing your rides, but it isn't end all and be all of everything. It's kind of, and I think Dylan Johnson put it the best, it's kind of the bro number. It's like bench in the gym. It's like, what's your bench, bro? When that yes, I did, Rob. I did. We are back down to where we should be. Oh my God, that was awful. I still feel bad. I think the team's a little pissed off at me, but I mean, it was it's so stupid, you know. And it's all on me. That was a bonehead move. I don't know. I just, like I said, I just don't touch it. and just leave it. It is what it is. It's all relative. I don't really care that much, but like when it's possible, you're gonna do stuff. And then it's like, well, for the whole 0.3 kilos that I dropped, which, like I said, I'm probably up that or down that, I don't even know. And I just put in the wrong number like an idiot. It's, I feel bad because I felt like that whole race, I just couldn't get out front and push what I should be pushing to help the team. I just felt like a boat anchor. And I guess that's why, like, you know, yeah, I gotta stop at the shops before I come home. Oh, it was brutal. I mean, I guess the plus was like, there were a couple guys on the team that were dangling off the back. So it wasn't gonna be just me. Like, maybe if those guys weren't there and the pace got pushed, I would have got dropped earlier. But it's, yeah, it's just a stupid thing, man. Like, such a moron. Oh, well, it is what it is. It's kind of thing, you know. I don't know, like, I think you mentioned you got a scale that pumps some weight right in there. I should probably just find something like that. And I mean, to be honest, I don't even know, like, I guess my scale was accurate because I put 10 pounds on it and it said 10 pounds. So, I mean, I don't know how accurate those things are anyways. Yeah, it's, well, 10 kilograms, 10 kilograms. Like, if I grab a 10 kilogram weight and sit here and ride, I'm gonna feel that. Why am I 11 seconds ahead? Are you on here, Steph? Are you on the, you know, like 4 minutes left on this, and then we're going to go to big spin. There we go. I know, I'm running new software stuff, so if there's something weird going on too with YouTube, that might just be the software. I don't know. But yeah, it's what you're used to. I think for me, on the TT, the Jarvis climb, like, I just felt really hard for what it was, I guess. I'm at the 50%. I'm just like right in the middle. I don't change stuff. I just keep it right smack at regular settings. I mean, I've got gears. I don't know. Like, trainer difficulty, in my opinion, is if I have a cassette, right? Like, sometimes you'll change cassettes depending on what you're doing outside. You know, if you got a more climbing stage, maybe you change the trainer difficulty to adapt to the fact that you don't have the proper gearing to climb, and that you don't spin out early either way. Like, you don't spin out too early on climbs, or you know, don't run out of gears that you're kind of grinding in your top climbing gear. And same thing, if you're on the flats like this and you're in biggie smalls and you're spinning out, that's not going to do you any good in the sprint. So I'm just right in the middle. It works. It's maybe sometimes a little too small for kind of sprinting, is where I kind of see it. I have a bigger chain ring on the Specialized. I think this is a 46. I think my Specialized, I've got 52 currently. So it does make a difference for that. I think if I were to throw the Specialized on here, I would be able to sprint probably faster than I do on this, but it's not that important enough to me, I guess, at the end of the day. It's I'm racing for fun, having fun, hanging out with friends and all that kind of good stuff. And while I like to, my competitive side does come out, and I like to be competitive, it isn't the end all be all. Like, the truth is I just want to enjoy myself on the bike. I am in biggie smalls at the sprints usually, and sometimes with biggie smalls, it's number one, like, again, this is just akin to my laziness a little bit, is that this is perfectly indexed to my back wheels for outside, so I don't index it for the trainer. And the trainer's just a little slightly bit off on the low end. So sometimes, especially when you're starting to ramp up, it might not switch. So, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I have the GRX chain ring on this guy as well, but I have a 2x on my gravel bike, so. Yeah, I'm usually mid cassette, which is good. Like, you just want a straight chain line, really. I mean, I'm mid cassette right now. Anytime I do anything that's basically ERG mode, you just pick a gear and off you go. Indexing is definitely it. Yeah, that was a big drop out there early on. Like, you can see that big gap. I don't know why that happened. Nice, nice. I always kind of think that I want to get a 1x just for gravel, but I mean, to be honest, like I said, I ride this guy with roadies too, right? So, and 1x on the roads with the fast boys, when I take the gravel bike out, is probably not how I want to go. I'm going to do a big spin, or the end of a big spin here, I think. Take it easy as well. Just got to remind myself to keep that certain threshold going. Thanks, Noah. All right, we're just gonna keep this like super, I'm gonna try to keep it super low. I gotta not kind of breach this wattage. I was doing this yesterday. I was just kind of like trying to get some unlocks, trying to get some extra drops, all that kind of stuff, and I would just end up chasing, which is not good. Yeah, man, I'm not spinning fast though, Steph. It is all kind of slow today for me. We're just kind of noodling. I think my top wattage is like supposed to be like 150 something, 157. So we're just keeping it low and slow. But absolutely, man, if you feel like joining, you're more than welcome. It always goes for anybody, any race, any ride. Feel free to join me. Sometimes it's like this. It's not maybe the most spectacular push or hard push, or we're not going for position or anything like that. We're just noodling away. And like I said, testing out the software. So, if you guys take a look at the glow around me right now, I'm curious. Do you like that glow? And just ignore Pesci, or do you like that glow?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Like, which one, the harder line or the softer line, I guess, is kind of. I think I've got every unlock for this stage so far. So now we're just adding points. I know in terms of disc, there's been a little bit of a switch. I think that the DT Swiss is no longer king. Soft looks better. Yeah, I think so too. I'll switch that later. I had soft on this one too, but I obviously, when I was playing with something, messed it up. And that's the whole point of doing this stuff, is just to kind of see what's what and get stuff going. Let's see, there we go. Okay, good, 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 good. All good. So we've got the Cadex fairly well unlocked at this point. The Pinarello, we've done stage 1, working towards stage 2. Like I said, my kind of plan there is, with all the new Zwift data and stuff like that, I mean, I think the bike that you're going to want to have is the Specialized S-Works SL8, and unlock that to its full potential. I think that's kind of the key thing to go. I mean, the Pinarello is, in that case, is faster on the flats but slower on the climb. And in all honesty, I think wheel set is, you're kind of looking at the NV7.8s. Some pretty stiff penalties on some of the disc wheels for climbing. So it's definitely switched things up a lot. But I think whatever your fast bike is that you use is the one to upgrade. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Oh, we're just doing recovery, man. We're just noodling here. We're not even really kind of going. How's Spain treating you, man? You'll be happy to know we got about half a foot of snow outside that you're missing. I know that always makes me feel better when I'm somewhere else. I mean, we've done a couple outside rides, but it's going to be over for a bit, man. I just got to keep an eye on my average wattage here and not cook things. Working on the tan lines. Yeah, I'm still in Sasquatch mode. So that's going to be a month away, I think, at least, before I get the I don't know about you, man, but my tan lines don't go away, I think, over the winter even. I still just have like permanent kind of lines that exist, just a little more, well, a lot more subtle than they are in the summer. It's like hard brown and then white as a ghost kind of look going on. It's definitely it's definitely a look. And it's even funny, like if I were to wear this jersey, which is a bit longer sleeved than my other ones, for too long, then you get that weird kind of double tan line. There we go, got Steph right by me. It's probably the slowest that Steph has ever moved in his life. I said, we're just keeping it chill. Or try to keep it chill. Try not to chase things and try not to go wild up the climbs. I don't think there's a ton of elevation in this route. I've been typically joining later, so. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm just drafting this guy ahead of me. Trying to be good. Like I say, I get to a point sometimes, like yesterday, it's like keep it low and slow, zone 2, a couple hours. And then next thing you know, I'm doing like 250 watts holding. It's like, what are you doing? You've already raced today. How'd that go for you, Steph? And you're the most consistent guy I know in terms of ITTs. You're always doing those things, smashing those out. That'll be the one thing I will say about Trainer Road and Zwift is that, oh, nice. Nicely done. So when you're doing those workouts, it keeps you like deeply rooted. Whereas before, when I do zone 2 stuff, I would do stuff like this and then you just find yourself chasing and doing stupid shit all the time. Nicely done first. Well done. Are you doing the Bologna TT? I know that Noah's set that up for Ryan. I think in like April, couple weeks. I don't know, it's in my calendar. It is set there. With the snow, it looks like it's a good thing because I get a little jonesy when it's nice outside, and if I end up riding inside, kind of thing. I noticed a lot of videos coming out about how to get quick 1000 XP and all that kind of good stuff. April 12th, there we go. Thank you. April 12th, there we go. At least people know what's going on. So there you go. If you want to do an ITT with everybody, it's April 12th. Ryan, it's in Ryan's Discord. Maybe I should post it in my Discord just so it's there for people to check it out. But should be good. Should be good fun. And then Noah said you got a sweatband thing coming up. I watched Ryan's video. It's like, you can run 50K. It's like, nope. Oh, we can do it in 10. It's like, nope. Is it 1 or 2 laps? That TT course is weird because I know a lot of people do the 2 laps, but it's like only the up from the start point that counts. 30 minutes, yeah. It's going to be a barn burner, that. Ooh. It's the pacing. Pacing's always kind of weird for that stuff. I'm not a TT guy. My friend Mitch on 2 wheels, his phenotype, he's a time trial kind of phenotype. Just very consistent. I am a puncher through and through. Up and down. And I think the last time I did it, it was like 2 laps and it was like up, counted, down, did not. So you went up, you kind of just recovered going down, and then it was up again, and those were your 2 markers. So, and then they took your 2 times from the thing. I don't know how I got looped into those things, but sometimes I do, sometimes I do. Like I said, my thing is like I would love, like I know ladder racing's a thing, but I would love to see like 4 or 5 team crit races as a thing. I think that would be super fun. Although it might be a bit difficult to organize, is kind of probably what it is. I mean, but you know, crit racing, again, the punchiness is more equipped to my, I guess, riding style in a sense. And those of you that watched the Herb Duro video, we are confirmed again for our Herb Duro 2025, which will be fun. For those of you who like the Alley Cat things, I don't know if you watch Terry B. So Terry B is a YouTuber based out of New York, but the New York crew, they got all their stuff from Monster Cat that was like last week, which is a crazy, a real crazy New York Alley Cat, because New York is nuts. Like here, ours takes place on a Sunday, so it isn't even that busy. And then, like I said, you know, not most of these races aren't 100K things anyways, but at the end of the day, yeah, some wild stuff. There's some crazy footage. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Terry's channel, but some guy smoked, and I mean smoked, the back of a minivan, and unfortunately like cut up his face because he went through the rear panel window a little bit when he hit it. Last year's Monster Track, somebody smoked a cab again, and these guys are all running fixed gear, so no brakes and just going for it, which is it's a skill and a half, man, riding a track bike like that. Man, that was crazy. You saw that, eh? Yeah, it was that was a solid hit. You just see the back of that window for the guy that had the camera on for a second. It just shatters, and then he's pretty much got plaster all over the side of his face. He looks to be all right, but I imagine he got cut pretty good. Yeah, they're definitely, it's an acquired skill, riding like that. It's, you know, cutting through traffic and doing it in a way, like I said, it's more akin to surfing, I think, than anything else, and going with the flows as you make your way through. But yeah, if you misjudge, mistime, those kind of things, it's not a good day. Not a good day at all. But, you know, I'll say this, at least it's like downtown core city riding, so the traffic, I mean, it's moving, but it's not, for those of you guys that ride road on side roads and all that kind of stuff, you're not getting passed at 110 kilometers an hour, which is a thing all in itself. I mean, last year we were doing, what was it, back from Lake Louise, and I got passed by on a downhill, which I'm not a big fan of anyways, after my crash, by a Tesla that I didn't hear coming. And my rear radar had lost battery, so I didn't even get a warning. Man, it scared the living shit out of me. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Oh, what do we got? 12K left. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, it's if you haven't watched the Monster Track stuff, it's definitely interesting to watch. I think Terry Barnett's got a recap video. I mean, you can watch some guys do the whole thing. There's a few streams where it's just like their entire race, which it's always cool to watch people in New York, for one. I mean, I haven't been to New York in a long time. Last time I was there was during Hurricane Katrina and we were lucky. We had, I had a fighter that was there for Worlds, and we were the last plane, I think, that came in before Katrina did. So we're lucky that we made the fight. But the wild thing was, like, the night we landed and the day after, the streets were completely empty. So the complete opposite of what you would normally see. And the day before weigh-ins, like, it was just a dead zone. We're walking around, and you know, the army was there because I think they were afraid that there was going to be a bunch of looting, and the police. And it's funny because they're like, "Hey, where do we go for this?" Like, "Hey, we don't know." It's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" It's like, "We're at a hotel here. Like, we're trapped because the subway was shut down. There's no cabs. There's nothing. There's just cops and military." Was kind of the thing. I was a professional kickboxer for years. So I retired the second time. If memory serves me correct, I would have been 32, 33 years old. Actually, no, 34. It would be 34. Because I think the last national championship was 2003. That's kind of the thing. But I trained boxers as well. So I've had 3 boxers at Worlds, which has always been good. I've trained, I think it's 7 national champs and 5 North American champs for kickboxing. So it's that. But I'm really retired. I mean, I went to Malaysia to do an appearance at the Malaysian Sanda Championships in November last year, but I don't really do much anymore, in the sense that I train a little bit just to kind of like keep things going, but I don't push hard. I mean, I'm not in shape for that. Not in fight shape anyways. I mean, I'm not in the same walk around weight that I was when I was still active, but the composition of that build is much different than what it used to be. Like I used to fight at 165, walk around at 185, which I am now. But like I said, it was a completely different look. I mean, I was much better shape. But again, that's also like almost 20, 21, 22 years ago now. So it's been a long time. So, you know, I'll help guys out, or I'll get brought in to help guys training for certain things. And, you know, I kind of still keep that going. I mean, I can still, you know, I'm slow. I'm just, you can feel it. Oh yeah, way more solid. There was very little anything to give at that weight. You just, but I mean, the training's completely different. It's, I used to do basically 2-3 a days. So I would go in the gym in the morning, work out, go to work, do a quick circuit at lunch, leave that, go to my club at, just after 5 o'clock, eat, and then I would be there till 9, 10 o'clock at night, and we would do that pretty much daily, with the exception of Sundays being kind of the rest day. But, it was tough. It was, doing my work and then running, because I ran the club. The club was mine, and ran that, and then all the stuff around it. It's a lot of work, but I look very fondly back on those times for sure, man. It's good times. A lot of good people, a lot of dedicated people. People ask me why I still don't train people like I used to, and it's just kind of like you got to pour your entire heart and soul into that individual, and you have to give. I mean, they're doing the hard work, but I mean, when they're there working, you're working as well. Maybe not intensely, maybe you're just holding pads, maybe you're just coaching them, but yeah, it's crazy. It's actually funny, I was looking for some old medical records. I had to see if I had my measles shot, because I had a lot of measles outbreaks, and I moved a lot when I was younger from the UK, and then I moved to Canada, and then moved back to the UK, and then back to Canada. So I moved back and forth, so I think I missed my second shot, so I gotta get my second shot. Anyways, that story aside, I found, going through my paperwork, it's wild. I found my national coaches certification, which I completely forgot I had, oddly enough. And some of my old passports, like my boxing passport, my kickboxing passport. I had a judo passport because I was a judoka for years and years and years. So, done my training, done my time. But good times, lots of fond memories. Like I said, lots of great people and stuff. Actually, funny enough, it was that time in New York with Hurricane Katrina, prior to Chris's fight, that we were there at the I think it's at the Jarvis Center, Convention Center, I think it's called. So that's where the fight was. But it was awesome because George Foreman came by, came to talk, you know, came to the locker room, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think that was 2011. So I think it was a couple years before he passed. So it was nice. Or not George Foreman, sorry. Joe Fraser. What am I saying? Joe Fraser before he passed. George Foreman, I think, is still alive. But Smokin' Joe came by, and it was awesome to see him in the locker room and stuff like that. And I know it meant a lot to Chris at that time before his fight. So, yeah, it's always kind of fun. It's funny though, those guys, like those old heavyweight guys, walk around with pretty big entourage, man. It's, I guess it's the thing when you're world champ. Oh no! Oh no, that's horrible. Yeah, he was George, a great fighter too. I mean, I don't know if any of his kids are super into boxing. March 21st. Oh wow, that's wild. Maybe that's why that name was in my head. Maybe I heard it and just didn't kind of click. But and he's got a lot of, like, all his kids are George Foreman. I think he's got like 20 some kids and they're all named George, which is wild. Yeah, that man was a beast. George Foreman was a beast. All those guys, all those old heavyweights, man, they are tough men. It's, and they just have a thing about them which is awesome. And it's funny, like, George, I'm not sure, Joe, I'm not sure how old he was when, in 2011, but when it's funny when you see fighters, they start talking and they start moving, you can kind of see, you know, you can see, they may not be young and super fit, but you can tell, man, like, that movement is deep rooted in them. And you can just, like, when they talk, they start getting excited and you see the passion, and it's an awesome thing. It's a really awesome thing. Oh yeah, we got 5.4K. Get our spin, get some extra points, and we'll see about fixing this this glow, and we'll see about adding this other cam and how that kind of works out. Hey. Yeah, we're just kind of noodling away Norwegian Watts. We're just, we did our prescribed endurance ride. We're just doing this and trying to be good. Looks like my average is maybe a little higher than what it should be for this, but I always just kind of get lost in chit-chatting and all that kind of stuff. How you doing, man? Good to see you back in racing. Nice race the other day. It was a very, very entertaining ending at the end of the day. You did a good job there, man. Where are we at? 4.3. Nice thing, it just makes us a few kilometers closer, these things, to upgrading this Pinarello. Then we'll see about fixing this glow. And then we'll play with potentially adding that other cam, I guess. I've never noticed that Zwift blimp before. I don't think so, Noah. Yeah, well, the thing is that guy, I mean, his watts per kilo were definitely up there. I don't, like, if you had gone, he would have just followed. I think you played it right. I think just unfortunately, he just kind of had a good strategy going too. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. Steering could have made a difference there, in the sense that, like, if you started weaving, like started doing this kind of stuff, might have made a difference. But yeah, it's not ideal. I don't think I have anything left on the spinner, Noah. I don't think. But, because I got the wheels, I got the bike, I got the headphones, I've got the jersey, I've got the sunglasses from this stage. I mean, we're really just doing it for the extra bonus points. Although I guess if I just rode with a pace partner, we would get the multiplier, but yeah, whatever. He was strong, I will give him that. Yeah, and that's the hard thing too. I will say this, like, people not using heart rate monitors, I get it, some people don't have them, or their battery's down, or whatever the case may be. But that's the disadvantage of this, is I can't tell. In real life, you know when somebody's hurting. Like when you're sitting there and you can hear, like you can see them breathe, you can see their face, and you can see sort of the body language and even how they react when you do things, kind of where they're at. Sometimes you can't. There's guys with great poker faces out there. Oh, it's even more for the BMX if you re-roll that. Truth is, I got it once, and it took me a lot to get that. So I'll be surprised, although I will take it. No, I will take it. So yeah, it's, you know, the heart rate monitor thing. Like, I mean, not like you can see it in Zwift, but I have it in Sauce. So, I mean, like everybody around you, you can see how hard they're working or not working. But even that's a little bit of a guess. Like, you know, my heart rate probably looks quite low, but you got to remember my ceiling, because I'm like 55 years old, is, you know, mid 170s, and I don't have that 190, 200 plus ceiling that a lot of young guys do. So, do I want to sprint? Are you still with me? I don't see your name here. But we can, yes. We can sprint. And you want to go at the line, like right at the green? Oh, that's nice, 40,000. Are you behind me, Steph, or in front of me? You'll see. All right. You're gonna crush me. It's all good. All right. We're gonna go at the green. And we're not gonna build up. We're just gonna. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're not going until the sprint officially starts. Oh, okay. So you're gonna at least nab me at the line, at the very least. So like 300 meters we launch, 248. I'm just gonna keep under my prescribed ride till now. There you go, Rob. I'm in Biggie Smalls now. There we go. Whew. Whew. What we got? The hat? Now we'll take the 25. Nicely done. Whew. All right, let's see about fixing this camera. Get that inspector going. So,
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
that 100 effects, outer glow, opacity 6.8. Why does that look completely different? I must have something different on it. Steel bike versus spin around. Fair enough. I was expecting to see you just blast past me, Steph, to be honest. At the end there, I was running out of gas. I just slowed down. You're upgrading the Zwift bikes then. All right, let's see. Flow style, on, off. 6/8. Choke 5, size 6.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Ooh. Ooh. There you go. Can make myself look like a force ghost. Or a hologram. I should do that for another when you fly by. Nice. Yeah, I sprint, I just put my head down. I don't even know what's going on most of the time. It was very kind of you to let me fly by. There we go. I want it that bright though. There we go. How's that look? Did that look a little bit better? Just want to change this view. See what 0.43, 0.44. Swift, you will. Let's turn that off. And we'll blend that a little more. So there we go. How's that? I think blue is, that kind of aqua blue is kind of the best color. Yeah, seems not bad, seems not bad. So I end this and whew. Critical power is up there. Like I said, it's lower than my outdoor riding though. By a bit. So I had that Rob, I had that set up in OBS. I had it so the colors would change based on what power zone I'm in. Um, the glow isn't as nice and smooth as this is. I like how this kind of fades out. It's maybe a little, I don't know, I'm undecided. Like I said, a lot of this is just me playing with stuff. See, that size is part of it. It's interesting when I change it. I'm not sure if it's the chroma key that's messing it. I'm not sure why it switches when I do that. See, I've just destroyed what I've done before. But I haven't changed anything key-wise. It's interesting. So if we add that back, it turns off the green screen. See, that's wild. Now it's fine. So there's something in the settings there. There's definitely something in the settings there. Like I said, the software is new to me, so I'm not 100% sure. Funny, because this is just a duplicate of
What the
that
fuck
scene.
is this piece of shit?
Turn that spotlight off. Okay, that's for the other thing. That's good, that's good. Hey, Dave. We are testing out some stuff.
Oh, the humanity, he is slower than a disabled sausage dog.
So that goes to the top corner now. Hopefully the audio comes through. Yeah. And like I said, one of the cool things that I do like is that transition as well, which was like so easy to do. So I can just be like the Force Ghost now. So we're going to turn all that off. Then we just have that. It seems to work. Yeah. No, Bradford's got a really interesting setup. It's I'm sure he has the same kind of thoughts that I do. I like some of the stuff that Bradford does in the sense that he's got multiple cameras, he's got multiple kind of setup things. But it gets like, so I have like just the little setup here, and that reminds me, while I'm chit-chatting, I gotta grab the other phone because I do want to test this. And I don't know if this is gonna work. So I have an extra iPhone. I did it last week with this one, but we, oh, maybe it's, oh no, we got power. It's just kind of interesting. The green screen's kind of still. It's a little dark there. Little touch more. Little touch more. There we go. That's better. It loses it a bit, but I mean, it's not perfectly lit, and I don't normally stream when it's light outside, so we got some light leakage and some weird stuff. All right. So we're gonna really mess things up now. Probably. Do it with this screen. iPhone camera. See if it man, it's not connected to the other phone. Take that off. So disconnect. We're gonna, hey Siri, shut down. Hey Siri, turn off phone. So let's power off this device. Yeah, and that's a good point, Dave. It's there is a balance, I think, in the sense that let's see if I have to. Oh, I got to sign in. There we go. All right. There we go. Hopefully that works. I think there's a balance between stuff. There's got to be like that balance. All right, I think we're set up here. Now let's see if we can add that again. We're going to delete that instance. Let's see if we can get this other camera running. Wrong one. That's just my laptop camera. That's not going to help. I believe that will work though. There we go. So, not sure if there is any way to, it just seems very, very close, not very wide angle at all. Which better, this way or that way? Oh, there we go. So it makes a difference. If it's horizontal, that's a horizontal camera. There we go. So that's it. So quick tour for those of you who are here. There's a trainer set up. I'm going to show you outside for the sake of showing you how beautiful it is right now. This is why I'm not riding outside at the moment. It is definitely winter. So we've got bike on the trainer, the Cervelo. Then we've got kind of the setup on the desk. We've got 2 stream decks. And we've got the MacBook. And then we've got this guy over here. A couple lights to keep things lit. Monster Energy fridge. That. There's the SL8 over there. Probably whipping you guys around too much. Workout area. Cold plunge tub. And then the bike shop portion of things. But yeah, that's kind of it. But what I'm kind of thinking is that kind of angle. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe, and I'm not tall enough for this, but kind of like a top-down view. The sprint view, I guess. The sprint cam. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Whoa! Don't drop the phone. So we're just gonna delete that instance. Some great camera work here. Catch you later, Rob. Appreciate it. Side view would be cool. Yeah, I do have another camera as well, like another webcam that I could kind of hook up. I've thought about it, but the other part of that is I don't know, like when we go back to the race view, I don't know if it's conducive to it. I mean, there's always the option of adding that another green screen, but I just feel like it's, I don't know how much it makes a difference. I do kind of like that 3/4 view. Sometimes I guess you could do that and still have the green screen kind of in order as just kind of a different angle. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't 100% know. But I think this is kind of good enough where it's at. Just kind of, like I said, some of the extras aren't in here yet. Just mainly that big thing is the when you play the clip that it just freezes, it doesn't shut down. Which I would think is an easy thing. I put a request into Mel to see if they would make that a priority, but I don't know if they will get it done. I mean, I guess the other part is that a lot of those videos that I show have a green screen background, so all I would have to actually do is add a couple frames, and then it would resolve that. I mean, I've done, so it plays, and like I said, you know, everything around Joe is
What the fuck is
green
this
screen,
piece of shit?
so he looks like he's imposed on it, but he freezes there. I do have that reset button where I can just turn them on and off because it's an entirely different scene. But even that, when it resets, you have to go out to restart the instant. Not that I use it more than once a stream, it's just kind of how it goes. But yeah, it's some stuff, and I have the other webcam. I'm not sure where I'm going to necessarily put this, and maybe I should see if it actually kind of hooks in. So we've got the extra webcam. I don't know. So the thing is with the, and we'll just add it to this scene. HD Pro. There we go. We'll make that smaller. Nope. We'll make it smaller. Now the cool thing, like I said, they have these adjustments that kind of work really well. And I think you can actually like round the corners pretty easy, like just on the fly, which is wild. Takes a little bit to do in OBS. All right, have a good shift there, Dave. So part of me thinks kind of a 3/4 view, although the green screen is not 100% kind of, it's also hard to walk around with all this crap kicking around. I do have another, so part of me thinks like like 3/4 view. It's not the best camera angle. Would have to probably zoom in a bit, kind of like that. Take it so you don't see my Jeep seat over there with the skateboards that I took out of the back of the Jeep. The other option is kind of go side view. Like, forget the shaky camera work and all that kind of stuff because you put it on a tripod and then have another green screen, but that entails getting another green screen. So I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to work okay. Or we just have like, maybe I just set up a bench here and have like a post race fireside chats, and then turn on the Monster Energy fridge. I don't know. And we'll see how that kind of all plays out. But these are just simple things that go through my primitive ape-like mind. I don't know. It's like as it was mentioned earlier. I think Bradford Redpath does an awesome job. I just I worry about doing too much and having too much going on where it becomes too much of a thing. But yeah, like I said, the meld software is another thing. And then I would love to probably actually extend that out. I have the camera cropped because the green screen only goes so wide and then you kind of lose out. So it's generally not an issue. But it's just like if I pop up too high, but you know, I can only do so much with the ceilings. We'll see. But yeah, that's really it's kind of just a goof around day today. Appreciate everybody kind of dropping in and listen to me brainstorm. If you have ideas, drop them in the Discord. I mean, I'm always open to kind of what to do, what to add, what to take out kind of thing, and you know, how to make things better and more entertaining for you guys, because you know, that's all part and parcel. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys joining the test of this. Take that out before I forget. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Appreciate it, everybody. Noah, Dave, Rob, everybody dropping out. Like I said, I will throw the stuff in the Discord that Noah's got set up for Ryan. Thanks, Steph, for joining me on the ride for the big spin and making me sprint at the end. I appreciate that. Norwegian Watts for dropping in. Don't get dropped. Everybody just coming and hanging out on a Sunday when I don't have anything planned. Naturally, tomorrow we're racing, so we'll be back doing the thing on our regular bat time and bat place. Hopefully we will have everybody in there. Easy will be there, I'm sure. Miguel, who is, if you haven't seen his World TTT thing, it's up on his site. I'm not going to ruin anything for you. Mine's up on mine, so if you want to see me do stupid things, that's a perfect stream to see how stupid I can be at any given time. Not my proudest moment, but whatever. It is. But appreciate it, guys. Thanks for helping me test stuff out. And we're going to work on some things here on the back end off stream. And until next time, see ya.